Is AEW revealing a new AEW World Championship belt tonight on Dynamite? We're going to talk about that, plus so much more. Don't forget, we're giving away this championship belt at 100,000 subscribers, so if you want a chance to win that and several other prizes, you should probably click subscribe today. All right, first things first, I want to kick things off with the Young Bucks. Obviously, they've been away from television for a minute. And, what's really interesting is PW Insider has come out with a new report that states the Young Bucks are currently in Jacksonville, Florida. They've been spotted in Jacksonville, Florida, ahead of tonight's show. Keep in mind, we haven't seen them since AEW Full Gear in LA. The show tonight is also in Daly's Place, which it doesn't necessarily mean the Young Bucks will be on TV, but it could make a lot of sense that they are on TV because they've been away for such a long time. And listen, as a fan of the Young Bucks, I actually think they're missed incredibly on TV. I feel like AEW is trying to get their tag team division going again. We saw that a little bit with Private Party last week. You know, you bring in the Young Bucks, you have Private Party, you have Ricky Starks and Big Bill, you have FTR. You know, you have a plethora of good tag teams. Really, what I want to see happen is a segment tonight on Dynamite that really continues to push forward the tag team division, because I feel like that was one of the things that have been dropped on lately, or really just as of like the last year. Tag team wrestling was always a major staple in AEW, so I was a little bit shocked to see that it wasn't always a focus. And it sucks because I really like the tag team champions. Like, I really like Big Bill and Ricky Starks, but, you know, when you're given these tag team championship belts and then you're not really given much to do, you know, with that, it's unfortunate. And we do know that AEW announced Battle of the Belts for Saturday at the same time as Hard to Kill. It's going to be Big Bill and Ricky Starks versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. That should be a very interesting match to see how that goes down. And if AEW really wants to build their tag team division, then I think Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara winning would be idiotic. But you never know with AEW. Sometimes it's, you know, they make title changes and they do things that are a little bit different and weird. And sometimes they make sense of it, sometimes they don't. But the reality is here with Big Bill and Ricky Starks, I feel like they did something really cool in beating FTR, and it was random. And then for them to become tag team champions and then not really be booked as, you know, a big deal. It's shocking to me, quite honestly. And also, you know, with all the Chris Jericho allegations and rumors and stuff like that, it's going to be interesting to see how the crowd reacts to that, because as of late, fans are still not happy with Chris Jericho, and fans aren't really happy with Tony Khan and AEW with how they're handling these rumors. Obviously, they are just rumors, and we need to make that very clear. They are just rumors. But Tony Khan says he doesn't speak to unsourced rumors on the internet, and, you know, a lot of people don't know if this is something that's being pushed under the rug or whatever it may be. So very interesting stuff that we're going to be seeing. But unfortunately, I feel like this really just takes away from Ricky Starks and Big Bill, because a lot of the talk should be on them as tag team champions in this division that they're trying to grow. And obviously, the attention is going to be more so on Chris Jericho. So with the Young Bucks coming back, maybe this could be something that AEW starts to develop into a story for the Young Bucks. Get them back in the mix, whatever it may be. But keep in mind, there was that rumor that they're going to be starting a new faction with Colt Cabana and Brandon Cutler, and there was some plans there. So we'll see how that all transpires, obviously. Guys, some interesting stuff coming around with Jinder Mahal, and I found this to be so funny because a lot of people are sending this to me. They're saying, Ango, can you please talk about this? And I decided I'm going to talk about it. Please let me make it very clear. I am not reporting this. Let me make it very clear that this is just a tweet that came out. It could very well be a troll tweet. It could be a fantasy booking tweet. I don't know. But a lot of people are asking me to respond to this because this came from Boozer Wrestling, who dropped the big scoop that CM Punk was coming back to WWE. Boozer has also dropped many other scoops that are highly accurate. But this one, I don't know if it sounds accurate to me. Boozer Wrestling put out on X, Jinder wins due to Punk. Priest cashes in. Priest wins, Rollins fumes, next Raw rematch, wins it from Priest because Drew thinks Priest ruined his moment. There you go, full circle, let's have fun. And this is just such a fun little idea, but I don't really like hot potato title changes. Now, That's why I don't know what to really think of this tweet, and I'm just responding on YouTube because I'm getting asked about this. But what I would do is, if you're going to have Jinder Mahal beat Seth Rollins at all, don't do the cash-in on Raw. Do the cash-in backstage or something at the Royal Rumble. Like, have Damian Priest or somebody go after Jinder Mahal, or do something where it's like random and unexpected. With this, if you saw Jinder Mahal win the World Heavyweight Championship on the spot, people are automatically going to assume somebody's cashing in on him. So it's a very interesting concept. I think it's a little bit silly, but I'm not a big fan of these types of title changes where it's just hot potato. You know what I mean? Does this make sense? Yeah, it actually does. I mean, logically speaking, I'm not questioning the logic behind it because it is logical. I think my theory on WrestleMania Night 1 with Damian Priest cashing in on CM Punk is a lot better, but that was something that we talked about in my stream. Nonetheless, guys, this is something I just want to bring up because people are asking me about it. Is there a chance we see Jinder Mahal with the World Championship? After Tony Khan's comments yesterday, I could see Triple H doing it. I could see Triple H saying, you know what, let's put the belt on him and screw Tony Khan. But that's not something I would like to see, and that's coming from somebody who is a huge Jinder Mahal fan. And if you're a viewer of this channel, I have said publicly several times I'm very biased towards Jinder. Jinder has always been good to me, and therefore I support Jinder Mahal 100%. But this wouldn't be the way to do it. If you want Jinder Mahal to win the belt, I wouldn't do it this way. I think there's a lot of other ways you can go about it, and those other ways would be much better. So maybe that's a conversation for a live stream when there's more time, but nonetheless, we had to address that. AEW might be revealing a new World Championship belt tonight. For weeks, there's been a leak that's been going around with the AEW World Championship belt that looks very similar to the original design, right? Forget about the design that that MJF had with the Burberry strap or whatever. But there's been this rumor, a picture that's floated around, which is the original design with a black box behind the AEW logo in the center. It's not very different from the original design, but that was kind of the new thing. A lot of people are speculating that tonight's the night that AEW is going to reveal the new World Championship. Andrew Zarian also chimed in, putting out a tweet saying new AEW World Title for tonight. Obviously, a lot of people are curious as to what AEW will do here. And me personally, I think having a new championship belt really shouldn't be a play on your original belt. And I like their original belt, and I think AEW has sexy championship belts. But if you're going to do a new championship belt, stop this thing with different straps, different colored straps. Go for a brand new, unique design that makes your title belts actually look different, and it looks like it's an upgrade. And I feel like AEW's been around for 5 years. It's not really a big deal if they went with a whole new style, main plate, things like that. But definitely something to pay attention to for tonight's Dynamite.